They should have banned this Chucky doll intro. Most people think the scariest thing about Chucky is what happens on screen. They're wrong. Beyond the movies, beyond the cheap
There is
Halloween store
no
knockoffs,
God.
there's a version of the Chucky doll that's so disturbing, so unnervingly accurate, it developed a legendary mystique. A doll so perfect, it feels like it should have been banned. And we're going to show it to you. My obsession, like a lot of people's, kicked off with 1988's Child's Play. It wasn't just another horror movie, it tapped into a primal fear. What if the one thing that's supposed to be your friend is secretly planning your end? That terror launched a whole franchise, a TV series, and a mountain of merchandise. The countdown, the Curse of Chucky redesign. Kicking off our list at number 5 is a design that sliced the fandom right down the middle. The look from 2013's Curse of Chucky. After the campy fun of Bride and Seed, Cursey was a sharp turn back to the franchise's dark, psychological horror roots. To match that tone, Chucky got a facelift. Or maybe a defacing. For most of the movie, this new doll had a cleaner, almost cherubic look, with a fuller face that some fans found pretty distracting. The skin was more plasticky, the features were softer, and it looked less menacing. But this was all done for a brilliant plot twist, hiding his iconic scars under a fresh layer of synthetic skin. When those stitches were finally revealed, it was an amazing payoff. Still, the base design remains one of the most debated in the series. Some fans felt it looked cheap and lacked the sinister edge of the original good guy doll. The Spencer's Mitten hands doll. At number 4 is an item that, for many collectors, was their first shot at owning the killer doll, the classic Spencer's Chucky. For years, Spencer's Gifts was the most accessible place to get a life-size Chucky. But these dolls are infamous in the collector community for being notoriously inaccurate. The most obvious flaw, especially on the early models from the late 90s and early 2000s, was the hands. Instead of individual fingers, they had stitched mitten hands, a cost-cutting move that screamed mass-produced toy instead of screen-accurate replica. The face sculpts have changed over the years, but they've always been a bit off. The paint job often had weird bruising around the eyes, the hair was choppy, and the proportions just didn't match the movies. And yet, this doll is a crucial part of Chucky history. It represents Chucky's leap from a niche horror icon to a mainstream merchandise machine. The countdown, number 3, the pizza face from Child's Play. 3. Our number 3 spot is a look so grotesque, it earned its own nickname, Pizza Face. Chucky from Child's Play 3. This isn't just a doll with a few scars, this is Chucky at his most physically monstrous. After a showdown in a carnival funhouse, a scythe slices off half of Chucky's face, exposing the raw, mangled plastic and wiring underneath. This design is so disturbing because it completely shatters the doll illusion. For the first time, we saw Chucky not just as a possessed toy, but as a wounded, bleeding, horrific thing. This look was pure, unfiltered body horror, and it happened in a film already surrounded by real-world controversy. In the UK, Child's Play 3N was falsely linked to a tragic real-life crime, causing a media panic. While police investigators repeatedly stated the film had no connection to the case, the hysteria led some retailers to voluntarily pull the movie from their shelves. The countdown, number 2, the Bride of Chucky stitched masterpiece. Taking our number 2 spot is maybe the most famous and fan-favorite redesign in the whole franchise, the stitched-up Chucky from 1998's Bride of Chucky. This is the look that redefined the character for a new generation. After being brought back to life by his deranged ex-girlfriend Tiffany, Chucky wasn't just a doll with a knife anymore, he was a full-blown movie monster. The design is legendary. The staples holding his face together, the stitched shut eye, the scarred lip curled into a permanent sneer. It gave him this punk rock, Frankenstein's monster vibe that was both terrifying and incredibly cool. This was the moment the series fully embraced the blend of horror and black comedy, and the design reflects it perfectly. The big reveal, number 1, the doll that feels banned. And now for the number 1 spot. The doll that, for its sheer, unnerving realism and elusiveness, feels like it should have been banned. We're not talking about a mass market toy from Spencer's. We are talking about the real action heroes. Chucky doll from the Japanese manufacturer Medicom Toy. For years, collectors were desperate for a truly screen accurate Chucky. Then, in the early 2000s, Japanese companies like Medicom entered the game, and they weren't making toys, they were making miniature props.